a PIP. That's Project in Progress Update. Hey, it's Care. Welcome to my Take at the Lake. So I've been playing around here and there with my 2 little Christmas journals, trying to figure out what I'm going to use them for and adding to them. And I'm just going to show you where they're at and tell you my plans for them. And then you probably won't see them until they're full at the end of the month. Although, you know, anything is possible. So we'll start with the first one that I made. This is the Tall Skinny. This is the kit that is the December Patreon thank you gift. There is a version that is Tall Skinny like this, that you just print borderless, fold in half, and find a cover to glue stuff on and you're all set. I did a few extra things to this since we last met. I don't think I had this on the cover before, but now I do. This is from, hey sweet girl, my book, Snazzy Snips Presents an Overload of Christmas Cute. It also comes in a planner size for smaller projects like artist trading cards and postcards and artist trading coins and planners. Obviously, they're about the same book, but the goodies are just a little bit smaller in that one than this one. And that is what this picture is from. And I'm going to cut out, I think I already did cut out several pictures from the Snazzy Snips book that go with this, red and white sweaters, etc. By the way, this has loads of stuff that's just wintry, not necessarily Christmas, but winter, so you can use it throughout the season. And each page has a beautiful backing page, so nothing goes to waste. Even your little scraps are pretty awesome once you cut out the goodies. Still my favorite. I love her. A lot of very different art in here, and I tried to put as much on every page as I could, but still make it easy to cut out. So some are holly laden, you know, very Christmassy, but holly is winter as well. Like here's a nice winter scene that has nothing to do with Christmas. Again, winter, nothing to do with Christmas. So cute. Lots of winter. Anyway, the images that I'm going to use in here are from my book. I made that last year, and I'm so thrilled. I wanted to make a couple more this year, but holy man, the year has just flown by. Of course, my book is available on Amazon. I think it'll still arrive before Christmas. I'm not sure. If you have Prime, probably. So I added the date. I added some pages as well. So here, I'm going to dangle my string. I probably am. Dangle my string in my coffee. Yes, I'm drinking coffee today. It's Sunday. I'm enjoying a nice frothy cup of coffee with fresh whipped cream. And cinnamon. No peanut butter, Jean. No peanut butter in my coffee this time. LOL. Little critter. I added some brown packing. This is just packaging from Amazon that I smoothed out. It has perforations, and they're almost perfect size for this. I don't remember having to cut much. There's another little image. Hello, winter. Sending you pugs and kisses. Who doesn't love a good pug? Snuggle season. I took a piece of my favorite wrapping paper and I backed it with more of the brown packaging. I added, this is from the kit. This is just wrapping paper. Of course, the little gnomies. I am sticking lots of stuff in here. The other night, Mom came over and helped me decorate my tree, and we got pizza and watched a good movie. So I think what this is going to be is just sort of a daily. I'm going to put my Christmas list in here, who I'm buying, what I need yet for the holidays. Notes, you know, about decorating the tree, what movie did we watch, how long did it take, etc., etc. Just sort of a daily thing. Lists, Christmas lists, what my wish list is, what I'm getting for other people, as I said. So those extra pages are going to come in handy. I love that one. It's so bright and pretty. It is kind of Christmassy, but I just love it. Adds little pops of color to this red and black and white book. Bitsy got her first Christmas gift already, so this is going to go in there. So this will be kind of, you know, glue book, journal, smash book, receipt holder. I may put a tip in of a pretty Christmas envelope or something to keep my receipts in for this year. I could, you know, just tip in an envelope anywhere and, like I said, keep my receipts and keep my, you know, the little bits and pieces that might get lost. I still have plenty of embellishment pieces, so if I tape this in, I put this in, I can just put a piece of faux washi tape in on either corner to keep it intact, or I can use this as faux washi and get that receipt tucked into this book somewhere. So I have lots of that left. The kit has, I think, 9 pages, 10 pages, 2 pages of embellishments. We know there's paw prints. Anyway, that's kit number 1. And what I'm going to do here to jazz this up a little bit is I'm going to go to this beautiful bag of stars that I got originally from Oriental Trading. I don't think I noticed that when I did the haul video. I got it at St. Vinny's. I don't think they'll fit in a pint jar, but there's not enough here for a quart jar. But they're going to go in the quart jar because that's what's here and that's what's ready to go. So I'm just going to pour them in here. Oh, isn't that just fun? Look at all those stars. Good to the last star. Come on. And that will just brighten this up a little bit. Maybe where the snowflakes are, I'll just add a few. So let's do that. I won't waste your time doing a whole bunch of them because this is going to be kind of tedious. This might be a good couch project. Put on a good Christmas movie and glue on some stars. I'm using my art glitter glue for this. And I try to work in odd numbers. I think that's always best. I'm going to use an orange wood stick, and I have a wet sponge here. I don't like sticking things in my mouth, fingers to wet or licking this to get it wet. I'm going to use the rounded edge of an orange wood stick, and I'm going to get it damp, and hopefully that'll be enough to pick up a star. Maybe I need to use the flat end. Pick up a star. Oh, come on. And stick it in the glue. This is how I always did nail art, with a tool. This has glue on it, so it's getting the stars kind of schmutzy. I'll have to clean those later with a nice clean Q-tip. I'm going to clean off my little orange wood stick. Water. What's the matter, Bits? You can come in. And just glue them down. Even though there's 5 there, I don't like the way that it looks. It looks odd, so I'm gonna put some more on. What's the matter, Bets? Just keep doing it till it feels good. Till it feels right to you. I might already have too many stars on here for you. My plan is to put stars throughout it, not on every page, but on many of the pages, because when you flip through a journal that has sparkly stuff on it, it just is so magical. It just adds another layer of really cool stuff. That looks like a glue spot that I missed, but it's a snowflake I don't want to cover up. So I think I have all the glue spots covered. I'm going to put one there in that corner. And one over here, and we'll go one more down and I can see that I could go just a little overboard with the stars. So I was going to put some up there and some down here. I still may. To balance it out, I probably should, just to balance it out. But since there's so many snowflakes down here, I don't need as many stars. So I'm just going to put a few, famous last words. Just a few shiny stars, just a few. Gotta actually pick them up. There. Just enough. Just blingy enough. And I'll probably add some maybe at the top of each tree. Maybe at the center of some of the snowflakes or all of the snowflakes. I might put one in his little hand. And this page I will probably leave plain. I could put one every third design or so if I wanted to. I mean, there's all kinds of options, but once you start, you kind of got to keep it going. Because I don't, or I could just leave the journal the way, or the cover the way with the Blingalicious. I'll put a couple here on the back. Like I said, I might top the trees. Something like this, I might put just snow coming down. Maybe in the center of these snowflakes you can kind of see through. There's all kinds of options, and whatever feels good to you. Could put some all the way down on the edge of the page so that they kind of hang over. That would be kind of a fun page edging all the way down. Just, you know, give yourself gold stars or silver stars for the whole year, because you've been good. You did a good job all year long. You made it through the year. Oh, I missed a spot. I have some wet glue that needs attention. Ah, that's better. All right, one more and then we're going to move on. I think I showed you every update in this book that I wanted to show you. So there's that one. I love it. I love it. Love it. So the other one was inspired by this kit that I purchased from Etsy. I will put a link to that below. And it just comes with these beautiful, dark, but still festive. It has a kind of a gothic feel because of the black, but it's still very festive. And I think, oh, so beautiful. So where's the other one? So last night I came in and I was playing with the cover that you watched me make the other day. If you didn't see it, I will link it below. I tinkered around with this box a little bit more last night. I'm going to have to put a ribbon in here to have a pull, because once it's closed, it likes to stay closed. So that'll irritate me. So I think I'm going to put a pull tab underneath here so I can just pull it open easily when it's closed. I'm also going to tie something around it because when it's not closed, it doesn't want to stay closed. Right, so I could also put a little piece of Velcro here and here to just Velcro it, and then, but I would still need a pull tab. I'm working on that. That's something I'm going to deal with in a little while. So the inside didn't change at all, but I did, remember I said it was kind of bright, and I'll put a picture in here of what it was like before I started tinkering with it last night. I took some of my homemade Mod Podge and my spray coffee and I sprayed it together, and I put another layer of Mod Podge, and that knocked down the brightness quite a bit. While that was still drying, I took a tiny bit of white acrylic paint, thinned it with coffee so it wasn't bright white, but it's acrylic paint so it's opaque. And there are these drops of something on the inspiration piece, so that's where these come from, just drops of white acrylic thinned with coffee. And once I put it down, I blotted it up a little bit so that it wasn't quite so obvious. Then I took black soot distress oxide and I did the corners because the inspiration kit has black, like a misty black all the way around it. Comes like that. So I wanted to replicate that here. So I did that. I also did the edge of the cardboard because there's cardboard here where the paper isn't. So I just kind of blended the two together to grunge up those insides. I did here just again to get as close to the inspiration piece as I could. I didn't get in here. I can't find I have a little tiny makeup brush that I use, but I couldn't find it last night, so I didn't do that inside. And it's not going to matter because once the journal's in there, you really don't see the bottom anyway. Now, every year since probably 2000 maybe, I write every day in a December, just a written journal. Well, I filled it up a couple years ago and I bought a new one, which in comparison was junk. The old one lasted 20 some years and it was in pristine condition, even filled to the brim with writing. The new one that I bought from Walmart, by the end of 6 months, was warped and bent. And so I just kind of lost my interest in doing that. I was going to put a pretty cover on it and make that my new 20-year Christmas writing journal. So I haven't done in the big book in a couple of years. I think that's what this one will be, is that I'm just going to take this out every day and write about my Christmas season, my December, my start of the winter, but it's all focused on Christmas stuff rather than daily stuff. Wrapping gifts, shopping, getting up, pulling out all the decorations. Leanne and I, she helped me get a good start on purging my basement, and one of the things we did while she was here was go through every little bit of Christmas stuff I had. Almost. We didn't quite finish that, and so everything is newly organized in new boxes and in new places, and holy man, I can't find anything. But that's all right. It's clean, it's organized, and I know I will find it eventually. But put that kind of thing in here because that's different from every other Christmas. I took the kit that I purchased up to Canva. This is a different kit, but this is what it looks like. I took the kit up to Canva because it's 8.5 by 11 size. And I wasn't sure how to scale it. Is it 20%? Is it 30%? Is it 32%? Is it 40%? I didn't know. So I took it to Canva, made a custom size image, custom size design to the size of this journal that I want to make. And then I printed it full size on paper and then tore the edges off. So it ended up looking like, no, that's not accurate. It ended up looking like this with top and bottom, because if I made it the right size, I lost a lot of the design and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep as much of the design as I could. So I bought a different kit with these background, and it has red and green and the coffee colored, but I used just the coffee colored ones as backgrounds for this. Printed them all out at 100% and then just tore these strips off, which I have all these wonderful scraps left. I missed a step. I apologize. First thing I did was I went to my coffee papers and printed out my coffee dyed papers. I just printed out nine or 10 sheets of coffee dyed digital image. And I put them back in my printer and printed the kit. Then I trimmed off the edges. These I will go around and soot up all of the edges here. I trimmed some of these smaller that go on the inside because, if you fold so many pieces of paper together, they start to waterfall or stack or stick out, and I didn't want that. So I just kept tearing until it was fairly even. I have this box of 1111 and all's well. Look at that teeny tiny little bug and star. I'm going to take the gold stars out of here. Oh, look at all the... Ugh. I got this from... Oh, that's disgusting. That's what happens when you buy stuff at the thrift store. I just opened this. It's been sealed since I bought it. And it is filled with hair. Curly, very baby fine, either pet. I'm gonna say dog hair. I prefer to think of it as dog hair, but it looks more like people hair to me. And it is just filled with hair. That's so gross. Ugh. Hard to believe I was a hairdresser at one point. But, you know, I don't mind hair on the floor where it belongs after a haircut. I don't mind hair in the shop, on the counters at the shop. But in my craft supplies, that's kind of nasty. In my food, well, as a hairdresser, you're kind of used to that too. But at a restaurant, no. Anyway, I'm going to take these colors and add them through here. I might put red ones where the berries are. I might just put a couple. This is going to be very subtle. Like there's a blank star right there. Could we put a gold star there? I think we could. Where'd my glue go? Very subtle, but oh so pretty. Teeny tiny bits of gold for these teeny tiny little stars. And the teeny tiny ones, don't you know, they're going to fall to the bottom. So just dig down to the bottom. Pick them up. There. Just enough. A little fun. I might put some over here in the dead spot of the tree. But that's what I'm going to do for both these journals, is just add some stars throughout. And the other thing that I did for this kit, and I'll get you the link to this kit. It's a whole bunch of labels. I took the ones I like the best. I took a screenshot of it. I uploaded it to Canva. I put it on one of the other kits. I use that as a background. And this is really bright. I'll pop a picture up here to show you what it started out looking like. I'll go like this so it's easier to put side by side. But it was very, very bright. So what I did was I took a coffee dyed paper digital that's in I have it on Canva, shrunk it down to the size that I wanted to make less white. So in this case, it was this big, and made the transparency very, very little. So it went from bright white to slightly coffee stained, just to knock back that white, because there isn't anything bright white in this kit at all. Because for my money, this white, this bright, spanking, shiny, blinding white, shatters the illusion of vintage. Nothing shatters the illusion of vintage faster than a peak of bright white. Nothing should be bright white in a vintage journal. And I see this is a mistake I see a lot of, what I consider a mistake. They'll make cards and they'll vintage the shit out of the cards, but leave the back bright white. So when you flip it over to write on it or to show it off, oh, this is just a tag. Vintage? Fake. Vintage? Not really. Vintage. Why didn't you do the back? So the other thing that I did after I vintaged up the bright white ones, I did that 5 times. These were all bright white. Maybe all of them were bright white. I just shrunk a piece of something yellowish down, or coffee down. I shrunk it down and then changed the intensity on it, changed the opacity of it, transparency of it, to where it just looked old. Then I searched Canva's elements for smoke, and there's a whole bunch of different smoky ones, and you can see here it's smoky, and I just made it as big as I wanted, or I might have put 2 on, and you can see there's smoke here and smoke here. And again, once I laid it on top of here, just took that transparency down, so that it would replicate this grungy, smoky look. I printed an extra page of one of the other grunge kits. I'm gonna glue these 2 together so that when I cut this out for a little journal tag or a little hang tag or something, when I flip it over, it's gonna be vintage too. And doubling it up like this gives your cards just a little bit more weight. You can put it on manila folder and then back it with this if you want even a more sturdy tag or piece. These would make great little corner tucks, holly jolly. Just cut that perfect square out. glue it to manila folder, glue a back. Well, in that case, you wouldn't have to back it necessarily, but I probably would anyway because I'm fussy that way. And then it would be paper, manila folder, paper thick, 3 layers thick, and just glue it to a corner, and then you have a nice little tuck spot that's grungy and Christmassy and wonderful. So this is 3 different kits that I'm working with. A grunge kit I bought, a tags kit I bought a couple of years ago, and this beautiful gothic kit that I bought. I took them all up to Canva, and now I have a kit. I'm not going to sell it or give it away. It's just for my use, but it's customized completely for my project. It's the right size. It's got all the right elements. Now it has extra elements that also coordinate with this kit for my creating pleasure. So those are the plans that I have for this. I have these 2 extras that they're test prints, but they've got the white back, both of them. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. And I must confess, I'm still not loving this cover. After all that work and time, I'm still not loving it. So I might just do this, and so that it's all matchy-matchy. I don't know. I had another idea, but currently it's completely escaped me what my other idea was for this cover. I loved the process, and as a standalone, maybe I'll just take a picture of it and use it as a digital kit for another time. But I just don't love it. I love this. I should have did that in the beginning. This is what I love. This is, so I might just glue this on. I don't know if I'll do that. I was going to say I can still leave this edging. I'll probably leave this because I love that. I'll use my pops of purple, which kind of sucks. But I don't love it. So that's life in the craft room. You don't always love it. It's not always a win-win. Everything's perfect. There's still remnants. You can see the paw prints there. I do like my truck, but he can show up on other... I'm bummed he'll be going away, but yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do after all that. Keep working on it until you're happy with it, and if at the end you don't like it, cover it up. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Alrighty, that is my pip update, project in progress. I don't know why I don't like whip, but I like pip because these are projects, not work. Maybe that's it. It's semantics with you. Always semantics. You got to go with your strengths, right? Yeah, I just can't find a happy place with this cover. So he's going to go in here somewhere because I do love him. And I have, from the cover, I have lots of extra pieces. I could put some of those throughout if I wanted to. I have lots of options. I still have him. He's pretty bright for this. I'd have to knock him back. I still have little bits, and so I could put things like that in there to have memories of these things. But yeah, so you might see this one again before it's all said and done, before the final flip through, because it's still a project in progress. And then I will add these. I'll glue this to a manila folder first. I'll probably trim it down to size, then glue it to a manila folder, glue this on the back, and then cut these out with my trimmer so they're nice and straight, crisp lines. Everything else I've torn. I'm going to soot up all the edges of these papers so that because right now, because they're torn, you do see a lot of that white, and I would rather it just be dark. And I prefer to do things fast, right? I don't want to take them all apart, and that gets me in trouble, so I'm not saying it's the best way to do it, but putting them all together and doing, you're still going to have to go back and do some of them because some of them are smaller, but this gets a lot of it done fast. Still have to do a little bit of touch up, but a bulk of the work is done. Gives me a good head start on them. So lots of grunging up to do, lots of stars to glue on, a new face for the cover, making the little tags and tucks. So there's a lot of work left to do on this one. I say work, I mean play. I do mean play, because that's what it should be. It should not be work. Just as a final reminder, please go get your copy. People are buying these for their grandkids to cut up and play with for their Christmas projects. People are buying them for school projects and, of course, planners. So go get yourself a copy. And there was one lady, I think it's in one of the reviews. There's only 5 reviews. So if you got yourself a copy, please, please, please go back to Amazon and leave a review so that it'll recommend it to other people. But one person said she was going to go back and get a second copy just for the back papers. Isn't that fantastic? So she doesn't ever have to lose any of the critters to get the back papers. Just an idea. Sorry for the shameless promotion, but I love my book and I want everyone else to love my book too. You can't do that if you don't have it. So go get yourself a copy. In the meantime, go love up your Beasleys. Keep them safe and happy and warm and watered and dry, and give them extra, 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 extra love. Magic at the Lake. Out for now.